Hello there, Sagittarius. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of June, the 10th through the 16th. We are starting with Monday, working our way through the weekend, and I'm putting down one card for each day. After that, we are going to look at best manifestation advice for the week and see what shows up there. So be thinking about what do you want to manifest this week and get some of that energy in on these cards as I pull them for y'all. Okay. Let's start with Monday. Sagittarius, Monday, Eight of Swords. This talks about overthinking, thinking in circles. The temptation is really going to be there to second guess yourself and not get very far towards actually making a decision that you're landing on. Best advice that comes up with a card like this is try to look at the situation from a more objective perspective. Try to imagine having a conversation with somebody not involved, maybe the mail carrier or somebody like that, and imagine what would they be their response if they heard you explaining what's going on? What would they have to say? If that doesn't work, you might actually have to have an objective conversation with somebody who's not right in the middle of this situation to help you see your way through. But the reason I'm saying have this imagined or real conversation with somebody more objective is because this card talks about that it's something in our own minds. We're limiting ourselves whenever we are thinking about this and overthinking about it. So being able to see it from a different viewpoint is really what's going to help there. Now, let's look at Tuesday. Tuesdays, you guys have the Six of Cups coming up. You guys could very well be hearing from an old friend or somebody from the past, somebody that you have good memories with on Tuesday. That would be very nice. Definitely enjoying some pleasant memories, whether you hear from somebody from the past or not. Wednesday, what do we have going on? Wednesday, you guys have the Five of Pentacles showing up here. This is just telling me that Wednesday, things might be a little tight as far as financially. You might be wishing that you had a little bit more wiggle room in your budget. And so you just want to be aware, how can you be creative? And then, of course, earlier in the week, try to be more conservative. So when Wednesday comes around, you've got a little bit of cushion, maybe, hopefully. Now let's look at Thursday. Thursday, you guys have the Magician showing up in reverse. Magician in reverse is a card that talks about, I'm trying to get something accomplished here, but I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall. That's what's happening when our Magician shows up in reverse. So this is a card that says this is a good day to make sure that whatever we're trying to accomplish, especially if we catch ourselves feeling like we're getting nowhere with it, to get spirit involved, whether that's through prayer, through ceremony, whatever it is that you do to bring spirit into your everyday life, you want to do that to help you move forward with this project. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Okay. Now let's look at Friday. Here we have the Two of Swords. This is an interesting card. It talks about the idea of making a decision, and this is going to be a decision that has an impact. This is a bigger decision than what's for dinner tonight, although that can seem pretty big sometimes. But this is a big decision that you're making. So it it's really interesting. I had this card come up for somebody recently, and the decision happened to be that there was an opportunity to get concert tickets at a much lesser value than they had been available. And so it was kind of a last minute decision. Do we want to go to this concert that's been rescheduled at this better price and see this artist that we would really love to see or not? And so this was a mother and her adult son had this decision in front of them. The mother was the one who actually got this card. And they decided to go, and they're both very happy that they went. They created some great memories. It's going to be something that they can always look back on. So it's going to have, a long-term impact. So that's the type of decision we're looking at, something that has a long-term impact, whether it has to do with entertainment or something else, I don't know. One card is not going to tell me just that usually, but making some kind of decision that does have an impact today. And I don't think you'll have any trouble making that decision, not the way that card's showing up. Now, looking at the weekend. The weekend is interesting, Sagittarius, because on Saturday, you guys have the Five of Swords showing up. This is an argument or a debate, not getting along with somebody. You may even win the argument or debate, but then you kind of feel like, well, what did I win? Because now I have an alienated friend or, loved one. So there's that kind of energy showing up. And then on Sunday, we have a Hermit card coming up in reverse. So it looks to me like the weekend is kind of dominated by this relationship issue where there is some kind of argument or debate. I think after the argument or debate, I think you're spending some quiet time really thinking things over and trying to figure out how you could move forward with this person in a way that would be more healthy and more happiness making for both of you. And I think with this Hermit card in reverse, I think on Sunday you're going back to this person where this argument or debate was, and you're saying, hey, how about if we try to figure this out? How about if we try to make this right, make this a workable situation for us? Okay. And this feels like for a lot of you, this argument or debate is with somebody that, they really know you. They've been around for a long time. It would be a shame um, to lose uh, a connection like that for something that might not be that big, you know? So anyway, I really see that that is kind of the thing that's dominating the weekend is this whole the argument or debate itself, and then the idea of working through any triggers that came up from that, and then coming back around and saying, hey, let's put that behind us. Okay. Now let's look at best manifestation advice for the week overall. What we have here, first of all, is the Prince of Swords. This does talk about communication, usually quick communication, decision making. Four of Pentacles talks about pulling something that we have stashed away, pulling that out of wherever we stashed it and using it. And we have the Sun card in reverse. The Sun card in reverse talks about doing something that makes us feel productive and happy along with somebody else. When it's in reverse, it's doing that with somebody else. Nobody's really looking over your guys' shoulder. You're not being micromanaged. You're not having deadlines set. You're just doing your thing the way you want to do it. So it looks to me like best manifestation advice is have some communication about this idea of, I could pull this out of stash. I've been saving this back, and we could go do something productive with it that we both enjoy. And maybe it's more than two people, but definitely there should be, we start the week with some communication about doing this. We see this actually being pulled out. So maybe you're making reservations towards the middle of the week. By the end of the week, the advice is go and enjoy this time with somebody else. Go and create that good memory to look back on. And it is going to take some energy and some effort. It may take some money to actually make this happen. But that's our manifestation advice for the week. So thank you guys very much for being here. I do appreciate that. Of course, also, if you got benefit from this, please remember to put a thumbs up down below. Share this video if you think somebody else would benefit. And put your comments down below. I always love to hear how these play out individually for each of you. Everyone have a fantastic day, or excuse me, a fantastic week. Peace.